Okay, let's take a look at the latest batch of introductions, number 48, in fact. Very good. So, what do we have here? Nowadays, many people choose ready-made food and refuse to cook at home. Two-part question. Why do you think it happens, and what are the advantages and disadvantages of such a choice? So, first things first, let's take a look at the introduction. You paraphrase first. So, nowadays, these days, I suppose you could say, or currently, you could use it like that. Many people, some people, I suppose, prefer, choose, or choice ready-made food. You can call them ready meals, ready-to-eat meals. I suppose you could maybe call them microwave meals, those kind of things, you know. Refuse rather than, instead of, cook at home, homemade food, etc. Okay, so there's a few different things that we can do there. As I mentioned in the last video or two, if in doubt, if you can't think of a synonym, change the word choice. Refused, refusal, you can do it like that. Choose, choice, chosen, choosing, etc. Okay. Now, the main ideas now, what's our thesis? Well, the main reason, in answer to question one, why do you think it happens? People have no time to cook. So we'll be talking about, presumably the fast pace of life, and people are busy working, blah, blah, blah. They come home, they don't have time to cook. It's easy to just put something in the microwave. Something such as that. Main advantage, you could say reduction in food waste. You could use it like this. You could maybe talk about time saving, because it does save time. The disadvantage, well, they're not the healthiest of foods, it has to be said. So, extra sugar, salt, fat, etc. So you could maybe say something such as that. So, many people prefer to eat ready meals rather than homemade food these days, or currently, many people prefer to eat ready meals, etc. I think the main reason for this is that they do not have time to cook. And then in paragraph 2, you'd say about why, because of busy lifestyles, work, etc. In my view, the main benefit of this option is reduction in food waste, or you could talk about, saving time. Main drawback is that they contain too many preservatives. Not very healthy. Okay, so you could use those as your ideas. Now let's take a look at your introductions and see what you've done. So we've got 10 of these, I think. What we're doing now, I'm inviting, we are inviting you all to write your introductions, and we'll choose 10 at random, more or less, because I can't really comment on everybody's, it's far too many introductions. And we're going to be choosing one, not necessarily from those 10, but from all the introductions, and we'll be inviting that person to submit an essay, which will be corrected and scored. You may have seen we've done several videos of those in the past week or two, and I'll be doing one for this essay immediately after I've made this one here. So let's see. Today, according to the lifestyle of people and their daily occupations, what's that mean? What does that mean? According to the lifestyle of people? According to what? And their daily, no idea what that means. They do not pay attention. So why is that two separate sentences? Why is that two separate sentences? It's no wonder I'm confused here. So Today, according to the lifestyle of people on their daily occupations, which means what? They do not pay much attention to home cooking. So is they supposed to refer to people? They are unaware of the dangers of ready-made foods and may only measure their own convenience. Well, what's that got to do with the topic? So nowadays, many people choose ready-made food and refuse to cook at home. Well, that doesn't say anything about that. I'm not really sure what that is talking about. They do not pay much attention to home cooking. Well, it doesn't say they don't pay much attention. It says they refuse. They say, no, 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 I'm not cooking. It doesn't say they don't pay much attention. That's not the same. They are unaware of the dangers of ready-made foods. Is that supposed to be the disadvantage? I mean, only measure your own no idea what that is talking about. No idea. That's not clear at all. Sorry. Well, I'm not sorry. That's not clear at all. No idea what you're talking about. Okay. In recent years, okay, a large number of many people. Okay, but you've got to be careful. A large number. Okay. In recent years, a large number of people are more and more choosing. Well, why have you got more and more choosing? Well, you can't do that. So increasingly, that doesn't work at all. Increasingly choosing fast food, and refute does not mean the same as refuse. It doesn't mean the same. Different word. Refuse to use homemade recipes. Well, it doesn't say anything about using homemade recipes. It means they refuse to cook at home. So you've tried to paraphrase that, but that doesn't really work. Refute to use? No. Sorry, that does not work. It doesn't really work. Refuse to cook at home. Refute to use. Miss Essie will. And we've got another empty sentence. I don't know why I keep saying this. Okay. Miss Essie will discuss the reason and we'll consider the tells me nothing. Tells me nothing. What is that? Empty sentence. Sorry. Empty sentence. Right. I posted a video by Chris from IELTS Advantage, and he basically says exactly the same thing as I've been saying for months and months and months, years and years. Don't write this kind of empty sentence. It tells you nothing. You need to paraphrase the topic, briefly answer the questions. All right. So in recent years, more people are increasingly choosing fast food and not cooking at home because of a lack of time. So that would answer question 1. However, this tendency has both benefits in the form of saving time and drawbacks in the form of health issues. So something such as that. So you're answering the question in brief. So in recent years, fast food has become more popular than before. Many prefer to presumably eat processed foods than cooking at home. Okay. The reasons why ready-made foods became more popular are that they are more convenient, cheaper is already a comparative when cooking at home, and then you've got this empty sentence. This essay will discuss both the merits and both the advantages and the disadvantages. Merits and demerits? You mean advantages and disadvantages, or pros and cons, or benefits and drawbacks? Another empty sentence. Tells me nothing. Processed food has. Why is that? Has been. Is it not currently? Is it not happening now? Why is that past tense? Where are we? Okay. Has been the main for people these days. Numerous, yes, well, I've said what I think of those, so no need for me to restate it. Today, fast food and pre-cooked food are increasing. Right, becoming hard. Well, what's up is that? I've increased. So, is it are? Is it became? Today, fast food and pre-cooked food are increasingly popular and are preferred to homemade food by many individuals or people. You can simply say people, individuals, a collective instead of, people instead of individuals. Modern life and advertising can be considered as the main factors of its tendency. However, some people think fast food has beneficial impact on economies. Others argue that this trend has had a detrimental effects on human health and family. Okay, so that's better. Okay. Since 1950s, where does it say that? Where does it say that? Nowhere. This has caused a great tendency to prepare. It's not preparing fast food, it's eating it, as they have not had enough time to cook at home. Most people argue this is a necessity to modern life. Others blame such a life which forces people to eat processed food. I'm not really sure what that means. Okay. No, not very clear. Not very clear at all. So that sentence, irrelevant, don't need it, and it's not mentioned in the topic. Kind of a paraphrase, and then kind of addressing the questions, but not as clear as it could be. In these days, or currently, many people prefer pre-made food over food being cooked at home or home-cooked food. This preference springs from life getting hectic, or becoming hectic, or people living hectic lives. Although at first it may seem a good approach to be followed, presumably, but you don't need that. In the long term, its drawbacks would overshadow its. Well, it doesn't ask you to. It doesn't ask you do the advantages outweigh the disadvantages. It doesn't ask that. Back to the topic. It simply says, what are they? It doesn't. So now I know for this question type, right? You've got three possibilities. It might simply say, what are the advantages and disadvantages of blah blah blah? What are the advantages and disadvantages, and give your opinion? Or it may say, do the advantages outweigh the disadvantages? But it doesn't say that here. It simply says, what are they? Tell me what they are. Especially in terms of the foreseeable associated health. Where does it say foreseeable? So you've got a definite article. The foreseeable associated health issues. Where do you mention those? So I'm not quite sure what that is referring to. So again, not as clear as it could be. So that paraphrases a topic more or less. That briefly answers question 1. And this doesn't really answer question 2. It's not clear at all. Today's world, the majority of people. No, they don't. No, they don't. It doesn't say that. Many is not a majority. It doesn't say that. Tend to eat more processed and fast food and consume less homemade food. Okay, good. But it doesn't say that. Leading a busy existence. You mean leading a busy life? A busy, how do you spell that? Is that one with an E? Existence, yeah. Leading a busy existence? Nobody says that. We would say the collocation here would be leading a busy life, or leading a hectic lifestyle. So a busy life or hectic lifestyle, something such as that. Dual income families. What does that have to do with anything? Dual income family. So leading a busy existence, I can see, how that might be the case, because you're busy, you haven't got time to cook or prepare home-made food. But dual income families, not really sure. I would have to see rest of the essay to see where that idea is going. And then we've got another one. No comment. Empty sentence. In this time, or currently, or nowadays, or these days, the fast food industry has been improved, which has what to do with the topic. And many people prefer to order food or eat out. Okay, but again, that's not strictly speaking what the question says, what the background, the topic says. It doesn't say that. Where does it say it? Let's go back again. Many people choose, it's their choice, ready-made food and refuse to cook at home. That's what it says. It doesn't say anything about improving in fast food, prefer to order food or eat out. Okay, again, it doesn't say anything about they refuse to cook. So you haven't included all of the topic. Lack of enough time for employee people. You mean working people? Lack of enough time for working people due to a busy life makes them use fast foods. Well, eat fast food, the daily meals. Okay. Lack of time. However, some people do not have profession in cooking, nor various cuisine. Well, I'm not a professional cook or chef, but I cook at home, and most people do. We're not professionals. I'm not really sure what that's got to do with anything. Depends on everyone's situation. It has some benefits and cons. Easy time money saving, despite advantages it may cause digestive diseases. Okay, well, again, there's some things here that it doesn't say anything about fast food industry. It doesn't say anything about, so you have to mention, right, add nothing, omit nothing. That's what I keep saying. Add nothing, omit nothing from the topic. You haven't said here about refusing to cook. That's what it says. And I don't know whether it says anything about this profession. I mean, what? So you have to be a professional cook or a chef before you can cook food at home? Okay. And this kind of vaguely attempts to address the question at the end. Okay. There are a vast array of... Okay, we'll explain why people attend more to any meeting. I will discuss benefits and... No comment. Okay, so quite a lot of empty sentences here, right? Don't write them. It tells me nothing. I mean, right, again, I don't want to, draw too much attention to this particular author, but what is this? What do you think the examiner is going to make of this? So there are some factors which are, and there's some benefits and drawbacks which are. What do you think the examiner is going to make of this essay, this introduction? Is he or she going to go, oh, that's good, I understand now, what a great introduction, that's crystal clear. He is going to say, hey, what, how, where? So, I hope that has helped. I don't mean to be overly critical or overly harsh, but I keep telling you, don't write empty sentences. It means nothing. It's a waste of words, empty sentence, and the examiner does not like those kind of introductions. All you have to do, I'll say it again, restate the topic, answer the question, answer the question. So, these days, a lot of people choose to eat processed food and refuse to make home-cooked food or something such as that. In my view, this is because of a lack of time for busy working people. The benefits of eating ready-made food are time-saving, whereas the main drawback would be issues of of health, or something such as that. That's all that you need. All right. Again, that was pretty quick and off of the cuff, but that's basically it. Restate the topic, briefly answer both questions, and try to avoid these empty sentences. In this essay, I will tell you this brings some benefits and drawbacks, which will be discussed. There are numerous reasons which will be outlined. This essay will discuss. Don't write those. It's a waste of time. Okay. Again, I don't mean to be overly harsh, but, the examiner will think of it in the same way as I do. Okay. Bye for now. See you for intro number 49 next week.